I'm back. It works. It's so good to see you all. Whoa, what a week it's been. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I'm still bummed that we missed all those streams. I'm super bummed that it impacted the Thanksgiving stream. I had like a streak since COVID of always doing Thanksgiving streams, but things break, things get fixed. Big thanks to Heart's husband, who was very helpful in sussing this all out. So, yes. We'll wait until everybody gets in and I'll tell you the whole story about what happened, but lo and behold, it was my internet provider. Even though they claimed up and down it wasn't them. It was them all along. So, yeah. But I'm really happy to be here with all of you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your words of encouragement. And thank you just for being so kind about it. If you're new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Introduce yourself, set any requests for your personal healing or well-being. We're going to get things started off by building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to all of your requests. And after that, we will get into a beautiful Reiki session where I will send healing to you wherever you are and whenever you happen to be watching this. My name's Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. And if you want to learn more about my live online Reiki certification classes, if you want to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, or if you want to shop my Reiki infused crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com and all the information will be there. The link is in the description, as are links for all my social media and my email newsletter. One of the things that did get gobbled up in the internet kerfuffle was all of my promotion, with one very tiny exception that I was able to squeak out on my phone. So I've decided to go ahead and simplify things. So for the rest of the holiday season, I just took my, I like to think of it as, Black Friday and all that. I just generally think of it as the high holy capitalism holiday. So I've just taken the promos I had all weekend and I've extended them through a couple days before Christmas. So if you want to take 20% off of your crystal order or any gift certificates for distance sessions and distance readings, the coupon code is ShopSmall2023. Shop Small and then the year. So Shop Small 2023. And just head over to Learn Reiki Philadelphia. It's unlimited uses, so shop to your heart's content. There's lots of new crystals up there too. And again, thank you all so much for your patience and your kind words. So let's go ahead and say hi to everybody, start building that beautiful crystal grid, and get into some healing. Awesome. So let's rearrange the cameras because things have definitely been moved and wiggled all around. And let's readjust my camera. Thank you for your patience, everyone. There we go. Oh, that looks so much better. There we go. There we go. Awesome. So as per usual, we have, let's see. Actually, I think it looks better with that light off. Okay, so what we have here is our crystal grid. This is a copper spiral. Copper helps to break up blockages and get the optimal flow of energy going. And this here is a mirror. It helps to reflect back any energy that doesn't need to be in this grid. I've also got some selenite just south of the grid to kind of help bring our guides in, help keep the energy nice and clear our auras for us. So let's dive in, say hi to everybody, and then we'll get into some crystal grid building. So, wow, big full house already. We have Chris, Still Not Still, Flower, Little Tree, I hope you're doing well. Lila Ray, Violet Integration, Dell, lots of love all the way over to Ireland. Victoria, welcome back. Jennifer Vatsa, T, wonderful to see you. Joanna, welcome back. Awesome. Let's see. Vincent, good to see you. Athena, good to see you. Yes, Shop Small 2023. Thank you for typing it into the chat, Athena. I appreciate that. Jenny, lots of love. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Vincent. We'll definitely support that. Vincent, lots of love to you and Korakar. Lots and lots of. And if you do see Heart in here, thanks to her, she connected me with her husband, who was super helpful. And his advice was, he'd run through all the things I'd already done. And he said, I think he talked to me a little bit about wireless routers. I use an Ethernet cable. So I plug my computer in rather than use Wi-Fi because it's usually faster. And he's like, no, there's some newer ones. Yeah. Very grateful because he's like, yeah, try a wireless router. That didn't fix the problem. I did run to Best Buy. Right as an Eagles game was letting out, and got in there just in time and bought like one of the last 2 routers that would work, and like got it and tried it. But that was apparently with Comcast, there's you no longer talk to a person when you call. It's those automated, like, they ask you a question and you answer it, and if your answer doesn't fit any of their questions, there's no way to communicate with anyone. And I tried every which way, and they just kept testing the signal and saying, it's not on our end, good luck. It's not on our end, good luck. Well, once I went from the Ethernet cable to that Wi-Fi, just like that, they're like, oh, we see the problem. We'll send out a serviceman tomorrow. And lo and behold, they replaced the whole dang modem. It was absolutely the cable company's fault this whole time. So, my goodness, yeah, it was a day. It was a week. I feel like I barely slept, and I'm just really happy it's over, and so grateful that I had so much support, especially from all of you, like, helping out. So, lots and lots of love to everybody. Oh yeah, blasting down through all the traffic down by the stadium. Yeah, it was interesting. But I did get to see someone buy a very, very large TV. It was like in the 70-inch. It was huge TV. It couldn't have been that big, but it was in the very big range. Very, very big TV. And the person put it on top of their car and had nothing to tie it there. So in that little bit of rain that we had Sunday night, they held it on their car while all the people at work there were just standing there with their phones filming them. They're like, well, this is going to be great. So I don't know how far they must have made it, but there's no way they were making it where they were going with balancing a TV in a flat box on top of their car in a rainstorm. I don't get it, but it was fun. So it was a fun day out. I don't get out much. It was kind of interesting. Samantha, welcome in. Awesome. So let's go ahead and let's celebrate an all being together and having things working. Let's do it. So I'm going to get through everybody's requests as quick as I can so that we can get to some Reiki in time. But yes, we're very, very grateful to be here today. So let's see. Ooh, good request for Chris. I'm still researching smoking cessation stones too. So yes, let's do some. I'm going to grab a bunch of yours and then another bunch that I'm pretty sure I'll fold in anyway. I'll kind of get them along the way. But let's start with chrysocolla. That's a great one to start with. Black onyx. Snowflake obsidian. Labradorite. Lemurian. Let's start there. Yeah, let's start there. Okay. So for black onyx, this is a very helpful stone for grief, and it's also really helpful with grounding fear and anxiety. Whenever we're facing self-doubt, this helps to bring quite a bit of self-esteem, helps us feel much more sure of ourselves, much more empowered. It's highly protective on a spiritual level, on an energetic level, and it's also helpful for connecting to your ancestors and those who have passed away. So that is black onyx. There we go. Next is Labradorite. This is a very helpful stone for improved sleep. It's also wonderful for calming disputes. It's great for bringing about harmony, especially in a workplace, and it's exceptional with clairvoyance. That's your spiritual sight and your ability to connect intuitively through visioning. It's also great for detailed attention, like if you're doing very fine work and trying to make sure that you get everything just so, if you're looking for something that's missing, if you are someone who does things like programming or coding, this can be really good for those persnickety details. Lemurian quartz is a very powerful crystal. Here we go. Lemurian quartz helps with healing the past, including childhood. So childhood trauma and also, so really all emotional pain, whether it's back to childhood, whether or not you remember it, it can even impact past lives for sure. Wonderful too for learning about yourself through that healing journey so that you have that wisdom that you've gleaned that can serve you in the future with healing yourself and with those you care about. Also wonderful too with just anything past life healing related. So that is Blue Mist Lemurian Quartz, which was a beautiful gift from Cora, Carr, and Vincent. So we'll go ahead and bring some of this around. Snowflake Obsidian is wonderful for finding hope once again after any kind of loss. And it's wonderful for serenity and peace, like inner peace. It's also really helpful for shadow healing as well as releasing things like guilt. It helps to calm overstimulation and it balances the body, mind, and spirit. Also really helpful for clairaudience. So that is your spiritual hearing. That's like if you hear intuitive guidance. So that is Snowflake Obsidian. And Chrysocolla. This helps us to essentially follow our soul's purpose, our heart's desire, definitely aligned with soul's purpose, and bringing that forward brings a lot of encouragement and a lot of clarity around that. Also helps with decision making, especially if you want to make decisions that are in alignment with your greater good. Also really helpful for finding new ways of connecting and expressing creatively. So that is Chrysocolla. So let's see, I'm just going to adjust the lights one more time. I think that's good for now. Okay, so that is Chrysocolla. So let's go ahead and place you, no, let's place you here for now. Yeah, we'll put that there for now. Awesome. I will bring in also Amethyst. Amethyst helps with any kind of spiritual development or self-improvement. This is one that helps you to, as the Serenity Prayer would suggest, to accept the things you cannot change and change the things you cannot accept, but having the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Wonderful for holding yourself to your commitment and making those changes without beating yourself up for your past mistakes. So it's generally a growth type of stone. This one also can help with sleep issues too. But yeah, this is if you're doing any kind of spiritual connection or intuitive connection or any kind of moving forward with your personal healing, this can be a lovely stone. And rose quartz, everyone's favorite heart chakra stone. This helps with any time that you feel emotionally depleted. It helps to renew and restore your heart energy, providing unconditional love and softening the heart too. If you feel like you've just sort of walled people out, this can be a really helpful stone too. So that's rose quartz. So I'm just going to go ahead and place them atop one another. At least for now, we'll see where they end up. And I will definitely come back to all the other ones that you've requested. It's so good to see you, Chris, and thank you for all of your support. Okay, cool. Oop. Sorry, just still playing with screens over here. Okay, let's see. Come on, OBS. Let me see chat and my screen. Okay, good. Good. So next we have I love all the love in here. Thank you. Lila Ray, all the best for your son's surgery. I hope everything goes well. I didn't know that was happening. Let's see. Let's do some shungite. This is always one of my favorite stones to use for folks that are having any kind of surgery or like big medical procedures. So shungite helps with recovery after anything like an injury or a surgery, tissue repair, and physically getting kind of your strength back, but just physical healing. It also helps to release a lot of stress, a lot of emotional pain and energy blocks. And it can also help keep for anybody that might be sensitive to electromagnetic fields, this can be a particularly helpful stone. Oh, my mic is really loud, sorry. This can be a particularly helpful stone when it comes to keeping clear of electromagnetic fields that you might come in contact with. Also wonderful too for keeping your energy field clear. And I mean, everyone that's in a hospital, nobody's in a particularly good place. So yeah, keeping our energy field clear is helpful, but it definitely helps with the physical recovery. So let's do piece here, piece here. And the next I wanted to bring in is emerald, because this can also help with healing skin and tissue. And in addition to that, it's helpful for the lungs and the whole cardiopulmonary system. And getting anesthesia is always a lot on your cardiopulmonary system, but especially on your lungs. And especially the younger you are, the more it impacts you. So this can definitely be helpful. So that is raw emerald. Also helpful for reinvigorating passions in your life. So passion for your work, passion for your sense of purpose, all of that. Helpful too for restoring confidence about your appearance. So that is emerald. So all the best to both of you. I hope everything goes well, and I trust that it will. Okay. But all the best to you, Lila, and your son. Violet integration, intention of more energy, removal of creative blocks, and attracting clients in alignment with you. Love it. So let's do more energy, creative blocks. This physical energy, awesome. Okay, and let's also do this. So we'll bring in, for physical energy, let's bring in bumblebee jasper. This also helps with boosting manifestation, so this will help the calling in clients and things too. That'll help with that. But this is great for energy, vitality, and also mental focus, as well as motivation. Helps to balance yin and yang energies within the body, and also helps with like this, let's get to work, let's get it done, like excitement for getting the work done. Whether you work with others or work alone, this can be really motivating. But it's generally lots of positivity and confidence. So we'll bring this in. And again, this stone has large amounts of sulfur and arsenic, so do be careful with it. Next, for creativity, it's going to be azerite. And we can kind of see where it gets its name, this beautiful azure blue. So azerite helps with awakening the spiritual self, bringing insight, intuition, and lots of creativity. It helps with indecision, helps to relieve worry, and it also helps with spiritual wisdom and connecting with our spirit guides. It helps to dissolve any blockages energetically, as well as blockages that would kind of make us feel just that, like the illusion of separation kind of thing. But yeah, wonderful for that. Also for actual obstacles, like barriers in your way to like work through your obstacles that are in your path. Wonderful too for quieting your mind while you meditate or get energy work or anything like that. Helpful too for spinal alignment and for muscle spasms. So this is azerite. And for calling in clients that are best aligned with you, This is cinnabar. So cinnabar is referring just to the little red dots on here. True cinnabar is mercury, and so it is very toxic, which is why, for the most part, if you purchase it, you'll see it sold to you as this, because this is mostly quartz. You're just getting that little bit of it. Also, sometimes this gets sold as cinnabrite because it's so little in the cinnabar and so much in the quartz. This has for thousands of years been seen as a merchant stone. It's thought to attract customers to a business, and it's generally aligned with abundance and good financial energy in lots of different ways, but be very careful with anything that's mercury. So there we go. That is cinnabar. So all the best to you, hon. I hope everything goes well. So good to see you. Nicole, welcome in. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you. Can I recommend a crystal book, please? I can recommend a lot of them. Hey, Patty, good to see you. One of my favorites is Across the Room. I'll actually write a blog post with like links and stuff. My favorite is Healing with Gemstones by Chase and Pollock. It is not a pretty book. There's no like color pictures at all. There's hardly any pictures. And it only goes into a few stones, but it goes really deep into those stones. The other one is the book by Melody, which I almost don't want to mention because it's out of print. This one's another one. This one's very old and it's been reprinted and reprinted a billion times. This first came out in like 1915, and I have a printing from the 1970s that one of the jewelers on Jewelers Row gave to me, a close friend. And it's called The Curious Lore of Precious Stones by George Coons. And this goes into the history of all different kinds of stones, how they were used in different cultures, and why they prepared them the way that they did and what their significance was. It's not like any other modern crystal book, and it's a treasure. I'm so glad that this is still getting printed. But yeah, you can find this online for not a lot of money because the author is long passed away. Yeah, the original printing was, I believe it was 1915? 1913. And this one, and it was published in Philadelphia in 1913 by Lippincott. And this particular one is from 1971. And after that, anything by these authors. Philip Permut. And if you can find a copy of it, this is my book by Melody. Love is in the Earth, a Kaleidoscope of Crystals. It is very, very thick. But last I found a copy of it, it was like over $100. But you might find one that's cheaper. If there's an online version of it, that would be amazing, but I don't think there is yet. But yeah, I bought that like almost 20 years ago, and it was pricey then, but it was still in print. So yeah, so that's what I would recommend. Good question. So back up to, so for Dell, Superseven, Indigo Gabro, Crazy Lace, Superseven, Indigo Gabro, Crazy Lace. Garnet Adventurine Clear. Clear. Kaba and solonite. So selenite is this beautiful stone that I mentioned a little earlier. It reflects nothing but pure white light. This can help to clear your auric field. Just kind of waving it through the field around your body can help clear your energy. It also helps to keep the energy of a space clear. You can place your crystals on or near it to help clear the energy of your crystals. And it's also helpful for connecting with your guides. I would definitely remind you, this is not a crystal that you put in water. It will melt, but we will go ahead and bring in a piece here. Kaba Stone helps with the connection to our ancestors as well as healing the earth. It is often called Kaba jasper, but it's not technically a jasper. It's actually fossilized blue-green algae. This is one that helps us to work with the earth broadly, but especially plants and like yields of crops and things like that, and any kind of healing of the earth anywhere that there's been any kind of tragedy, but also any kind of environmental issue. Helps with things like learning languages, and with courage and confidence. It aids meditation, and it helps to connect to your ancestors and where the lands of your ancestors as well. So we will bring this in. So Kaba Stone. Indigo Gabro is very helpful for doing any kind of personal work, like self-realization type work, psychotherapy work, shadow work. When we go to the parts of ourselves that we're less proud of, and we acknowledge what's really going on and work towards healing it. This can also be helpful when it comes to things like menopause and menstrual pains, as well as integrating any kind of spiritual connection. It's also helpful for intuition, dreams, meditation, and encourages you to follow your heart. So that is Indigo Gabro, which also goes by the name Mystic Merlinite, which is a really cool name. There we go. Clear quartz is an amplifier. This helps to expand the energy of any crystals that are near it, and it's also like a bit of a blank slate. You can put any intention you want on a clear quartz, and so you can have it stand in as a crystal you don't own, or might be difficult, or geopolitically you might not want to access it, any way other than spiritually. But it's also one that you can use to help clarify and like kind of catalyze your message, your intention. So we're going to bring this in. I'll put that on top of the rose quartz and the amethyst. We'll kind of put them all together. And let's see, Crazy Lace Agate helps with balance, courage, and it helps with working through phobias. It's excellent at that. Wonderful too for healing and balancing the heart and solar plexus, as well as helping boost your physical energy, also connecting to the energy of a space in the past. So if you're doing any kind of paranormal work, this is a really helpful stone too. Also helps the skin, eyes, and speech. So we will bring this in. For now, we will bring it right here. Garnet helps us with organization and practicality, helps us figure out the best, quickest, most efficient way to get things done, and helps us in general to use our resources wisely. Wonderful too for organizing if you're looking to organize or straighten your home, and also helping with finding balance anytime that it feels like things are really difficult or challenging, or things are kind of up in the air, any kind of time of change. It's a Capricorn stone, and it is very much aligned with the birthstone of January. So next is Adventurine, which encourages us to see ourselves in a new light, particularly to expand our vision of who we are and what we can do and what we're capable of. If you tend to like, oh, I could never do that. Oh, I could never do that. This is a stone that encourages you to try it. Also helpful for heart rhythms and allergies, as well as eye problems and fertility. So that is Adventurine, green Adventurine specifically. And Adventurine does come in other colors for sure. I've seen it in yellow, orange, and blue. And Superseven. A beautiful gift to us from Chris. This is helping us to work towards our goals and our plans. It kind of keeps us in alignment with the end result of what we're working towards. It helps with strengthening our aura, and it also supports peace, harmony, and unity consciousness, the awareness that we're all interconnected. Wonderful for every possible conceivable way of looking at intuition and psychic ability. However you divine or get information from the other side, this will definitely encourage it. Wonderful for doing any kind of karmic healing, past life healing, or earth healing too. So that is Superseven. So thank you again for being here. Awesome. Okay, cool. I'm so glad to see you too. I'm so glad to see y'all too. Okay, so let's see where we are. Okay, cool. We got Superseven, so good stuff for little tree. Always a good question. Always a good stone to work with, Superseven. Victoria, lots going on. Would love support with insomnia, positive energy, patience, healthy habits. You got it. So we've got some really good sleeping stones, but let's also bring in this one. Let's start with some malachite. This is very, very helpful for insomnia, and it's also wonderful for processing emotional grief and pain so that we can let go of the past. Wonderful too for arthritis, inflammation, and supporting the liver, pancreas, spleen. Helpful for depression and anxiety, and also for another one for phobias and fears, particularly around the fear of flying, and it's very connected with the Archangel Raphael. So, and one too that is also helpful for things like depression and anxiety. So let's bring that in. That's malachite. For patience, let's bring in some DeMorite, which was a beautiful gift to us from Jennifer Vatsa, the owner of Belladonna's Botanicals. This one helps with patience as well as with letting go of anger and frustration. This is one that helps with, on the physical level, healing things like the ligaments and tendons, but also really helpful for tidiness. And I know that that's been an ongoing request from a few of you. But this one is one that helps to see possibility where there is hopelessness, and also helps with chaotic energy and standing up for yourself. So that is DeMorite. And with healthy habits too. The stone that keeps coming to mind is zoicite. So this is the one that my mind first went to when I saw you mention positive energy and healthy habits. So zoicite is wonderful for releasing negativity, so it'll help with the positive stuff, but also helps with things like fertility and seasonal affective disorder. Especially if you, whether or not it's actually disordered, but if you just feel kind of crappy around the winter months, like when it gets dark really early like it is right now. But this also helps you to face any kind of challenges that you have head on. So if you've got like a large list of things to do and you tend towards procrastination, this can be helpful. But it can also be helpful for sticking to like a new habit or a routine, like starting a healthy habit. So that is zoicite. So let's go ahead and place this. We're already kind of full. Let's do this for now. We'll see where they end up. Okay, so that's zoicite. So thank you for being here. It's wonderful to see you. And tea. This full moon really got you. Yeah, me too. Organizational and creative focus. Depression support. Malachite, picture jasper, green calcite, tigerite, lapis. Perfect. So we've got malachite. Let's do picture, green, tigerite. And lapis. Good call. Lapis is great for getting organized, for sure. Definitely helps with that, as does lapis and garnet are both good for that. So lapis is also helpful for career improvement and even finding a new job to some extent. Helpful for hearing and vertigo, as well as integrity, follow through, owning your commitments, and taking personal responsibility. Also really helpful for pain and inflammation too. So that's lapis. So many beautiful things that stone does for us. Okay. Green calcite is my favorite stone for anxiety. This helps not only calm and reassure, but where we tend to put tension in our bodies when we're stressed, when we're worked up, when we're anxious, this helps to unwind that and ultimately helps us to be so much more comfortable. It helps us to kind of shake the stress off our shoulders. Wonderful too for just nervousness in general. So we will bring that in. Green calcite. Next is tigerite. This is a superb stone for research and study. This and labradorite go so fantastically together for that. But it also helps to protect against like not great energy. It's a very protective stone, but particularly it can be helpful against envy and jealousy. Wonderful for giving you courage and strength, also balance, and helping you see the big picture. It's considered a very entrepreneurial stone. Like if you were doing all of the detailed work involved in, let me just adjust this. There we go. If you were doing, like say you were working on creating a business plan and you're like, Danielle, what stones can I work with for that? There's a lot of them, truly, but tigerite would definitely be among them. It really helps with seeing all the different things you're going to need, like that big planning, big picture idea, but also having very discerning taste too. So yeah, wonderful for that. It's very stabilizing and grounding too. Picture jasper also helps with big picture things and like big future potential. This is one that helps you to kind of envision the possibilities of the future. It's wonderful for new ventures and adventures, and also with considerations for bigger things. This is great for moves, like big moves to like a new culture or a new language, as well as helping to root out hidden fears that might be holding you back. This also has, this does have some powers to help with smoking cessation, so definitely supportive for Chris. So we will bring this into, so again, that's picture jasper. Picture jasper also goes as desert jasper, and it does kind of look like it could be either one, you know, like it's a big picture, But that picture is usually of a desert. Okay, so that's picture jasper. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to see you. And creative focus, the azerite's going to help you too. Still not still. My request would be something for finding an important object by a deadline, or to stop stressing about it about losing it so much. I totally understand about like one or the other. Hey, welcome in, new folks. Awesome. Oh, we're talking about Minecraft. I love Minecraft. I haven't played it in so long. Emily, welcome in. Oh, absolutely, Emily. I can bring that into. I'm going down the line one person at a time, but I can definitely bring stuff in to help that too. For sure. I'm just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Finding an object. Chalcopyrite or peacock ore is known for helping find lost objects. Also, it's really wonderful for executive function and those sorts of things, and for birth and rebirth. So, among lots of other things, it's a deeply spiritual stone. So hopefully this can help you find what's missing and to let go of stress attached to, like, in case you don't find it. So I'm just going to put the peacock ore way up here because it's so big. Just, you know, to stop stressing so much about losing it. If that's the case, then let's bring in some mahogany obsidian. This helps with releasing perfectionism and kind of when we hold ourselves to a really high expectation, and then we kind of get stuck when we can't meet that expectation. That can include even lost stuff. So this helps with meeting goals. It helps with carpal tunnel. It helps with vitality and strength. And it's also thought to help the skin and teeth pain as well as healing the gums. Wonderful too for releasing anger and any need for approval. So this is one that can help you to quit beating up on yourself if you don't find it. So I hope that that helps. And I hope that you find it too. Let's go ahead and bring this in. Let's bring this here and here. There we go. Okay, matchy matchy. I hope that helps. Let me know if there's anything else, but it's good to see you. Yeah, the baby kitties are asleep in front of the heater. They're like, it's warm over here. You go do your Reiki. Financial blessings. Oh, thank you, Still Not Still. You're requesting on my behalf for financial abundance. Thank you. I just keep looking at it as like, you know what? Yeah, like one email went out because I was able to edit it a little on my phone. But that's kind of all I could do. So it'll be what it is. I'm trying not to stress it, but yeah, it was like in the moment, it's like I should be freaking out right now. But thank you. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to add in some citrine for that request on my behalf and for anyone else here who needs it. Citrine helps with manifesting financial abundance, calling in the abundance that we need and that we want to see in our life, and brings in a lot of, money, which is helpful. Also helps with making good financial decisions, and it's thought to be helpful for the pain that comes with fibromyalgia, as well as addictions and compulsion. So this can also help with quitting smoking. Wonderful too for balancing logic with intuition. So if you struggle with that, like if you tend to follow your gut but not think about it first, or you tend to think, but then when it comes to, actually I'll move this down. You think, but then when it comes to it, you don't listen to your intuition. Citrine can help you kind of balance that out. So let's go with citrine. And thank you. It'll be okay. It'll be what it is. Yeah, I definitely was hanging out with some mahogany obsidian myself this past week. Mercury retrograde shadow period is very real. Always a reason. Absolutely. Yeah. There's other things too about communication all being in the sauce, things having to do with Saturn and stuff like that too. If I take a close look at my chart, I'm sure I'll see something. But let's see. You bring up, let's see, I'm going to keep going for now. Athena. Intend to start some of my research final paper, so relax with this session. Oh, I'm so glad I'm back too. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here. Definitely the stone that I would pick to help you is already there, and that would be tigerite and or labradorite. They're both really helpful for study, research, all that kind of stuff. So you're good, but all the best to you. Definitely get that rest. I'm so glad to be back. Definitely hit that like button if you don't mind. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. And love, weight loss, getting healthy, saving money, business growth. I saw that you got a gift certificate. Thank you. Let's do, okay, so let's do love, weight loss. Let's see if you requested any specific stones. You did. Okay. Blue apatite, blue tiger's eye, blue lace agate. Okay, cool. Blue tiger eye is great for calming stress, bringing in quite a bit of ease, but also really helpful for bold communication, speaking your truth, facts over feelings kind of communication. Like, I understand that this upsets you and this is still the case kind of talk. Helps to protect truth tellers, and also it's excellent for writing, really just expressing yourself. But very, very powerful and protective stone of anyone who is speaking the truth. Blue lace agate helps with expression as well, and it's a much softer stone. This is a stone that can help to bring those words and that expression out through your throat, so you can speak your mind or express yourself, even if it's artistically or in writing, so that you can say things that are difficult to say, and you can also soften things when you have to say something that it's going to be difficult for someone to hear. So that is blue lace agate. This is also helpful for arthritis, bone density, fractures, anything having to do with healthy bones. Also good for tension, headaches, as well as skin allergies too, and even a sore throat. Blue apatite is helpful for strengthening our energy field. So if you're someone who tends to take on the energy of others, this can help you to not do that, or at least do that less. There we go. Very helpful for weight loss or any kind of shift in your relationship to food, to have a more healthy relationship with food, whatever that might look like to you. It's a very unique picture. This is also wonderful for learning about your soul's purpose and having the strength and empowerment to like bring it forward. And it also helps with inner harmony and peace. So that is blue apatite. So we will bring this in right here. Good to see you. So good to see you. Thank you, Victoria. I just saw where you said you'll get some things for friends. Thank you. I'm so glad to be back. Cora Carr's sister getting over a cold and nursing heartbreak. Yeah. So let's do some carnelian. This is excellent for healing colds as well as allergies and even like wounds. But it's also the stone that helps most with the sacral chakra, which has to do with everything around relationships, sexuality, fertility. This also is a stone that can help call in your like if you want to call them a soulmate or a significant partnership. Helps too with creativity, as it is the creative center, and wonderful too for helping let go of things like apathy and laziness and kind of feel reinvigorated. So this can help with the cold as well as like any lingering relationship stuff to a point. And beautiful orange carnelian. And I'm also going to bring in rhodonite to help with the heartbreak. And that's exactly what this stone does so well. It helps to heal the cracks of a broken heart. It's also superb for the lungs, the immune system, autoimmune stuff, allergies, asthma, all the things that impact me for sure. This is also wonderful for moving through and healing from past emotional abuse and also healing insecurities, as well as balancing yin and yang within the body. But when it comes to broken heart, this is a really powerful stone of healing. So let's go ahead and bring that over here. And for now, let's do these here. There we go. Okay, and all the love to you and Korakar. Yeah. So Jenny is asking for growth development for the babies. Absolutely. And joints. And I'm also going to do, I did see a request down farther for joints as well as back pain. So I'm going to just do that too. So for helping the babies to thrive, we've got some pink tourmaline. This will help them thrive physically as well as emotionally. This is also a wonderful stone for any kind of gynecologic issue, from endometriosis to menopause and everything in between. Helps too with migraines and headaches as well as nerve pain. And it's wonderful for spinal injuries, muscle weakness, and dispelling a negative self-image. It helps to break down that old version of your self-image so that you can start to rebuild something new and a little bit healthier, a little bit happier. For joints, we have howlite. And this is a stone of joints as well as bones. So whether you're looking for bone density or to heal a fracture, if you tend to get dislocations, or if you just have joint pain, not just, but yeah, joint pain is a lot. This is exceptionally helpful. Also really helpful for anger, resentment, and frustration. So really difficult emotions too. So we will bring this in. It's also a very stabilizing stone. Helps with everything involving teeth, hair, nails, and bones. So that is howlite. Okay. And amazonite, which I did see below for back pain. So this is very helpful for any kind of back pain, particularly so the spine and spinal nerves all together. This is a wonderful, helpful stone. Additionally, this is great for calming. It brings in a really good calming energy, helps to calm the nerves, and it helps to encourage self-care, especially to those folks who tend to prioritize themselves last and take care of everyone else. So we will bring this in. It's also a lucky stone. So if you're looking for something to help you win at a game of chance or something, this would be helpful. Awesome. Lots of love to you and the babies and your aunt. Okay, so Sam's request. So for you and your pug, physical health challenges, neck, TMJ, back, empath, medium healing. Definitely neck, back, TMJ are all the howlite and Amazonite for sure. Let's also do empath and medium healing, definitely. Okay. And for you and the pug for physical health. So let's do you and the pug for physical health. We'll start with the pug, bringing in some leopard skin jasper. Leopard skin jasper is superb for helping to heal our animal companions and for helping us to connect with our animal guardians. This is helpful too for attracting a soulmate and for coordination and balance, as well as anything that impacts the skin. So lovely healing stone. So we will bring this in, but yeah, anything having to do with animals. So let's bring this in. I'm keeping everything really tight together because I know we're gonna have a big grid tonight. It's so nice to see y'all again. So that is leopard skin jasper. Next, for healing, physical healing for you, I'm going to bring in moss agate. Moss agate is very highly respected and highly regarded in Chinese medicine. And it helps with all infections and all illnesses. It helps your body to kind of get the upper hand on anything that's spreading through the body quickly. Or as they say in Chinese medicine, has wind. It's moving fast. It also helps to aid our connection with nature, especially in this time of the year when it's a little harder if you're anywhere where it's cold. Also helpful for connecting with your inner child or higher self if you're doing that kind of work. This can help you to connect more with it. Also helps to connect with spirit, just feeling surrounded by and protected by spirit and feeling connected to unconditional love. So this is great for body, mind, and spirit all together. So that'll help with physical healing. With empath healing, let's bring in some celestite. This can help us to connect with our angels and our guides. It helps with discernment. So what we're feeling, what we're sensing, we can start to tell what's an intuition and what might be a fear or logic or what have you. Wonderful too for just connection with your higher wisdom, and also for physical pain can be very helpful. So that is celestite. And also for empath type healing, I'm going to bring in chevron amethyst. Chevron amethyst is very helpful for connection with your guides, as well as clairvoyance, any kind of shamanic journeying or seeing in that way. You scry or do any of that kind of work too. Yeah, any kind of visionary work. Wonderful too for developing tolerance for others, which is really like an extension of patience, I guess, and any kind of degenerative diseases. So that is chevron amethyst. So we will go ahead and bring this in. Lots of love to you. It's good to see you. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, we put these here. There we go. Fantastic. Awesome. And more financial abundance. And thank you, Jenny, for supporting the financial abundance. Appreciate that. And let's do pyrite. Pyrite is fool's gold, which is often found near real gold. So it helps bring in the real stuff. Also wonderful for energetic protection while you're opening up intuitively. If you have difficulty holding space for both of those things, like, yes, I want to hear, but only certain things, this helps that. So good boundaries around intuition. Wonderful for the brain and memory. The lungs, it helps support your body to bring down a fever when it's time, and in general helps the body to make the most of a Reiki session. So let's go ahead and bring this in. So yeah, bring in that abundance. Bring in the real gold. Awesome. Let's see. Thank you, Nicole. Emily, so lower back pain and joint pain. So definitely got both of those. So lower back, Amazonite, howlite too for joints. Cool. Elta, good to see you. Releasing alcohol addiction, weight loss, and healthy romantic love. Absolutely. Releasing alcohol addiction. So citrine is in here. That's really helpful for any kind of addictions and compulsions, as is amethyst, which is under there a little bit. But there's other ones too. Weight loss stones. Let's see. We have one in there for weight loss. There's another. I'll grab that. Unikite. So let's start with ruby. Ruby is wonderful for love and fertility, but it also helps to give you the courage to be yourself, which could be really helpful with that first thing. Also great for leadership skills as well as management types of themes. So yeah, but great for being exactly who you are and feeling good about it. So let's bring this in. So that's ruby. But yeah, this definitely helps with love. And for help with addiction, in addition to what we have, is Unikite. Unikite is great for all addictions, especially thought of for smoking too. But yeah, so we have this. This is also a wonderful stone for anything having to do with women's health, particularly labor, delivery, fertility, menopause, all the different phases of a woman's life. This is very supportive. Helps also with metabolism, so that'll support the weight loss, and also great for circulation, the movement of fluids throughout the body. And it's thought to help with relationships, good marriage, good, healthy, happy relationships. So this definitely hits a few notes for you. So that's Unikite. And let's see. And for weight loss, we have blue apatite in there, which is very helpful for it. But iolite is also really helpful for that. So iolite is great too for money management, so making good financial decisions, using the resources you have to the furthest extent that you can. Wonderful too for sleep disturbances around like intuitive stuff getting in the way. Helpful for fever and also for visioning, so shamanic journeying and things like that too. So I'm going to bring that in. Hey MC, good to see you. I'm happy I'm on too. Yeah, had some internet issues, but I'm here now. Good to see you. Let's see, and I'm going to look up one thing too. Let's I'm looking for other stones for alcoholism too. Actually, I don't have that. All right, last shot. See if I can find another one for you. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that either. I'll check one more book, and then we'll just say we've got the stones. Oh, carnelian is also good for addictions too. That's in there. Let's see. Let's bring in some Lapidolite. Helps with all kinds of stuff, including anything having to do with mental health, whether it's emotional stuff or like truly mental stuff. Either way, this is super helpful. It helps to soothe and calm and understand the emotions, and it also helps to bring attention to patterns and thoughts and habits that need to be released. It's also helpful for discernment, like should I stay, should I go? And there's a lot of folks that talk about how this is supportive for things like addiction. So lapidolite is lithium mica, and there's actually some amazonite in here too, which is also fun. So I'm going to bring this in. And another stone is smoky quartz, and that was by Cassandra Eason in her book. I'll just put it somewhere. The Crystal Healing, or the Complete Crystal Handbook by Cassandra Eason. She recommends smoky quartz. So in addition to being good for addictions, smoky quartz is helpful for protection, transmuting energy, so fundamentally shifting not great energy into much better energy, helps with calming worry, and in general helps to remove energy blocks. So I'm going to bring some of this in too for you. So lots of love. It's definitely one that's been coming up for a lot of my clients lately, so it was good to look up. Thank you for the opportunity, and all the best on your path to healing. Good to see you. And so MC asking for physical healing and patience to get through the next few weeks. Gotcha. So patience was definitely on the docket tonight because I think I put both patience stones in there. Let's see. No, there's one more. So dragon's blood. Dragon's blood is wonderful for patience, especially patience with yourself. And actually, Elle, this might help you too. This helps with patience with yourself, learning from our mistakes, and also like grief and loss without dipping into self-pity. And it also lends quite a bit of optimism, happiness, and wisdom. Brings in a lot of support for the immune system and the nervous system, as well as the thyroid. This is a stone that brings a lot of strength and courage to change, hence where I think it can help Elle. And also helpful for skin, hair, and nails, and helps to relieve like a lot of like a self-pity to the point where it's unhelpful. This can help to break that up. So that is dragon's blood or dragonstone. And that one will help there. But we've got the other patience stones, like especially howlite to some extent, but definitely DeMorite. And physical healing. Moss agate is in there. Let's bring in some tree agate. This helps with physical healing and well-being on all levels. This comes from Ayurveda, the sister science to yoga, which is much more complex than just the 7 chakras. The Nadi, N-A-D-I in English, they help move energy throughout the body to all the different parts of our body that need energy, not just those main parts. This is thought to help balance internally anything that is imbalanced. It's considered tridoshic, meaning it balances everyone's imbalances, no matter what's the cause of it or what's needed to bring it back into alignment. This is a stone that can harmonize on all levels. So I'm going to bring this in for physical healing and well-being at this time. And moss agate's already there. And we've got, yeah, definitely patience with the dragonstone. So lots of love to you, MC. Good to see you. Oh, there's rose quartz in here. There's rose quartz in here, hun, for Dell. Wellness of teeth, absolutely. There is, howlite's good for teeth. There's a couple of good teeth stones in there, but I'm also going to bring in aquamarine because I know that, oh, thank you, little tree. I'm happy you're here too. I'm going to bring in aquamarine. This one also helps with the teeth and the gums, and I know that Patty and Key find it very helpful. In addition to the teeth and gums, it helps with circulation and all body fluids, and it's wonderful for forgiveness as well as deflecting immature, petty types of behavior. The anti-Karen stone, if you will. Also helps with bringing about justice, like may justice prevail kind of stone. So that is aquamarine. So let's put a piece right, making a mess, right there. There we go. That can help for sure. And health, happiness, wealth, compassion, and to be in service to others. Oh, thank you, Dell. Hattie and Gertie are asleep in front of the infrared heater. Yep, they love it. It's too cold for just their warming blanket. They need the infrared heater. They be spoiled. But, I mean, why have animals if not to spoil them, right? Right. Let's see. Health, happiness, wealth, compassion, and to be in service to others. Let's bring in some, so last couple of stones, and then we're going to get into the healing. I've got sugilite and what else was I thinking? And kunzite. It's going to be interesting getting this in there, but we will do it. Kunzite is a wonderful, wonderful stone of interconnectedness, the awareness that we are all interconnected, we are all one. This is high-level compassion. This is Kuan Yin energy. This is the awareness of what we put out into the world, we're putting into ourselves. It's the we are all one. Yes, we are all separate individuals, and we have, that is one part of us, and spiritually speaking, we're interconnected. So this can definitely help with a lot of what you mentioned. Ooh. Let's see. Let's yeah. Okay, good. That'll do. Well, maybe not. Go. There we go. That looks kind of cool. Awesome. And the other one is sugilite. This is like unity consciousness on steroids. This is Absolutely, the interconnectedness of all things, connection to spirit, compassion, and to treat others as oneself and to treat oneself as others. Sugilite. Okay. Awesome. Oh, you made a list. I didn't see it. Okay. Keys request. Oh, thank you so much, Victoria. Red tiger eye, honey calcite, peridot. Red tiger eye, honey calcite, peridot. Opal, aquamarine, amazonite, pyrite. Gotcha. So opal. Opal is another stone that can help with calling in abundance, and it's also highly protective. This is a stone that many shamanic cultures use as a protector for their shamans. When someone is doing spiritual medicine practice and they're going into spirit realms to do healing work for someone, this in a way almost is an invisibility cloak to help keep them shielded from being seen by anything or anyone that would cause them harm. So very protective. This happens to be fire opal. So we'll bring this in. Okay. Red tiger eye is highly protective. It helps to keep everything away from people who are bullies or are looking to cause you harm. And on the spiritual level, anyone who's looking to do malevolent spiritual work, this helps ward that off too. But it also helps call on abundance in a hurry. So we will call this in, especially now that like school is back in full swing and things like that. And also there's lots of different events where you're seeing people outside of normal settings, or you're maybe seeing family members. This can be good for like keeping that picking on kind of vibe away. Honey calcite is very helpful for optimism when things are tough, and it helps to attract good people into our lives that mesh with us right here and now. It balances the solar plexus, your center of self, personal identity, free will, and prioritizing your needs, wants, and desires in life, with the sacral, which is relationships and sexuality, but how we relate to the world and everyone else in it more broadly. So it's where do you stop and others begin, and helps find people that are a good match for you right now. So that's honey calcite. And so let's, because we're almost there, we'll just put this on top of that big pile. So that's honey calcite. And peridot. Okay. Gotcha. And peridot is helpful for, in addition to, like, one of the big things is diet and how it impacts your body. So everything from acid reflux to Crohn's, IBS, even celiac like I have, this is very helpful for all of those things. It's also really helpful for anger, jealousy, and guilt, working through those really difficult emotions. Helps too with supporting and encouraging those beautiful friendships that help you to be your best self, like those kind of friendships, as well as breaking bad habits and cycles and patterns and things like that. So, okay. Ooh. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. Let's see if I can get the little babies. Yes, I meow at my cats. I know y'all do too. So I'm sure by the end of the session they'll be in here, and if not, I'll go grab them. So I'm going to go ahead and transition into that part of the session where we dive into the healing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that thing I do where I explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and how you can make the most of your make the most of your session. So while I do that, especially for those of you who've heard it a million times, you can go ahead and help me lift the energy of where you're at, where I'm at, and where we all interconnect by going on ahead into the live chat, clicking that like button if you haven't already, please and thank you, and share anything that you're grateful for, anything at all. And while you're doing that, and while you're prepping the groundwork, we'll get ready to get into our self session. So thanks again for being here. And yeah, let's learn about what Reiki is and get to feeling better. So thanks again for being back here, everyone. I missed you. So as y'all know, I'm Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. If you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, or tarot readings, or shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description, as are all of my social media and my email list. And there is currently a sale code for 20% off gift certificates for services over Zoom and all crystals. And that is in the chat. It'll be good until like right about Christmas. So it is Shop Small 2023. I just dropped that in the chat. So what is Reiki? Well, Reiki has become more or less a catch-all term for energy healing in the West, but specifically I work with what's known as Usui Reiki. And this particular method was created by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s in Japan, during a really difficult time in Japan's history, where if you were teaching anything that could even be misunderstood as religion, it was really not good for you. So this is a particular practice that, while deeply spiritual, is completely secular. And I feel like that's a big part of why we love it so much in the West. The very concept of what energy is, to get the truest experience of that as it's relevant in this practice, we're best to look at Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan. And in this worldview, everyone and everything is interconnected and inextricably linked, and that there is a life force and energy that is provided by spirit, however you define it, and flows through everyone and everything, and is what makes us more than just the collection of working cells, makes us the spiritual being that we are. This energy is flowing through us all the time, whether or not we're aware of it, and our body, mind, and spirit use it all the time to help bring us into the greatest state of balance and well-being that we can be moment to moment. Essentially, what I'll be doing tonight is using Usui's techniques to connect to that energy and direct more of it to you wherever you happen to be and whenever you happen to be watching this. During the session, you may feel some physical sensations, you may have some emotions rise up or get released. Mentally, you may be able to kind of logic through some things that have been challenging or hear your subconscious. And spiritually, you may get some resolution, some clarity, some intuition and insight. You may also have a really relaxing nap, but more than likely your session is going to look like probably the perfect blend for you out of all of those things. So what do you do to receive it? Well, the good news is you just have to be open to it. And by being here, you already are. So really just go ahead and get yourself comfy. Sit up, lay down in any position that feels comfortable to you. Move around, all those things. Basically, there's no wrong way to enjoy this. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. You can do those things if you want. But honestly, just be. You can lay down, close your eyes, and even snore, or you can use this time to also journal or read some cards for yourself or do some yoga or get a cup of tea and a blankie and then come right back. If you feel like you got distracted or if you feel like you want to go deeper, just take a deep breath in and out at any point in time and you'll go a little bit deeper into the session. I will send Reiki to all of you for 25 minutes, during which time I will turn the lights down. You'll notice that they move slowly and gently from one color to the next. At no point will they flash or strobe, and I will turn the music up. If you enjoy the sounds that you hear, definitely check out our musical creator. She's linked at the bottom of the description, and she's another awesome content creator here on YouTube as well. So at the end of the session, you'll hear my voice come in. I'll invite you to come back to your body, gently move your fingers and toes, and at that point, I'll be able to re-engage with you in the chat. So at that point, you'll be able to ask any questions you have. You'll be able to share any experiences that you had, anything like that. And then we'll call it a day. And just know that with Reiki, as far as sending it forward and backward in time and things like that, Reiki is not limited by the same constructs that we as humans are. We can only be at one place at one time, but Reiki is everywhere all the time. So whenever you're watching this video, the healing is there for you. And anytime that you feel like you need a session, if I'm not live, go ahead over into the past healing live streams playlist, pick any session at random. You can even skip ahead to the healing if you want to, and it will be there for you. But I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same times, except for when my internet goes out like it did last week. But it's fixed now, and I'm so glad to be back. Thank you all so much for your ongoing support. It really does mean the world. And let's go ahead back, take a closer look at that grid that you all inspired, and get into the Reiki. Ooh, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Let's see, we've got a couple little gaps here. Let's fill these in. Well done, everyone. Well done. Yeah, well done. I love the conversations that happens in here. I love it. Oh, well said, MC. Thankful for all of us that are accepting and helping with our healing process. Yes. I'm also grateful for fuzzy socks. Absolutely, T. Thank you, everyone. So go ahead, get cozy, cuddle up. I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes, and I will see you on the other side of the session. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back. If you want to just kind of chill here and roll over and go to sleep, I'm not going to judge. And if you have anything to share or any questions, the chat is absolutely open. Oh, you all are so welcome. And yes, Little Tree, absolutely. Well said. Grateful for Minecraft. Absolutely. Hey, Catherine. No worries. No worries. The only one that can be late is me. It's okay. It's all good. Lots of love. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Little Tree, Jennifer. Oh, thank you, Dell. Thank you, T. And Heart, thank you so much. I don't know if you had a chance to talk with your husband yet about what all happened, but basically all of those issues boiled down to it was on Comcast's side the whole time. It's kind of what I thought, but they kept saying it wasn't, or their automated tech support kept telling me it wasn't. Heart's husband suggested that I get a wireless adapter where I usually use Ethernet, like a cable to the modem, and told me a little bit more about the newer ones. And I'm like, okay. So I actually just said, it's late on a Sunday. You know what? I'm just going to go to Best Buy before they close. I want to try it and I want to see if it works. Went all the way down to Best Buy through the end of an Eagles game and through all that traffic and got it, brought it home, and it didn't work, but the automated tech support could see through my connection with the wireless versus the Ethernet that something was wrong, and it was on their side, and they sent me a tech to fix it, and now it's fixed. So without that suggestion to try wireless, I wouldn't have known. So thank you very much. Yeah, it was the modem the whole time. The whole time. The whole time. Oh, Sister Sheba, lots of love to you. Oh, thank you, Chris. Lots of love to you. Lila Ray, thank you. All the best to your son. All the best to your son tomorrow. And to you getting through that. Elta, you're so welcome. All the best to you. Oh, Catherine, your third eye was tingly. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Oh, T, I hope you have a marvelous week, too. Oh, lots of love to all of you. Wow, nice full house tonight. Let me see. You have an old backup laptop. Your Mac you mostly use for recording. My laptops are those they're HP. It's an HP Stream, because I used to go back and forth to my studio in Old City, so I was taking it on the subway, and I'm like, I'm not taking a good computer on the subway. HP Stream is it's a million times better than a Chromecast, but calling it a full-on laptop computer is giving it a little extra credit. Yeah, you can do a lot with them, but there's not a ton of memory or anything like that. And this is like a desktop, but I can't stream from the HP Stream. As hilarious as that is to say out loud. Ah, you recently heard that YouTube was doing some shady things to Firefox users. That's interesting. I'm going to research that a little bit more. There's, it's weird. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that I only hear little bits and pieces. It's all a mystery to us. I mean, if PewDiePie doesn't know, the rest of us have no idea. But there's been a lot of things, right now, I don't have to run ads during my live stream. Like if you watch it if you watch it after it's recorded, you'll see some ads. But right now, there's only that ad at the beginning and then none during. I'm seeing signs that that might be shifting. And that because basically right now it's like, you can let us manage the stream, manage the commercials during the stream for you. We'll insert ads for you. And I'm like, is the next thing going to be like, you have to run those ads kind of thing like they do on Twitch? Or I'm not sure. YouTube has been rather broken. It's been more broken than not lately. And that was my first thought, is like, maybe it's on the YouTube side. And to my defense, it was that one night. Things got better when I used their backup server. So I think it's like the perfect intersection of a couple of different things, and that sort of muddied the water. All the tech companies are doing shady stuff, to say the least. Absolutely. You're going to have typos, little tree. Yeah, me too. It's okay. I don't know if you noticed, but I got a silent keyboard and a silent mouse, so you don't hear the clicking when I change scenes. And the silent keyboard is like not silent for me. For those of us, I actually am of a certain age where I learned to type on a typewriter. Yes, really? And so I type hard. So even with this like silent keyboard, it is not silent. It's just a lot more quiet. So, but yeah, I used to sound like a Gatling gun back here when I was typing. Ooh, that's a good question. Jennifer Vatsa, do you have any resources for learning about radionics? I don't even know what that is. I'm curious now. Yeah. Yeah, there's also, for those of us on iPhone, when we're watching a YouTube, like whether it's a stream or a channel, we don't see the opportunity to, like, if they have, say, like channel memberships. We can't see channel memberships through our mobile device if we're using an iPhone. But Chrome users, everybody else can. Thank you, little tree. Chaka chaka. Yeah, when I type, it's... Yeah, my father was a typewriter repairman. That was his trade. He had a typewriter repair business in North Jersey. He did a little more than repairing typewriters. North Jersey. Wink, wink. It was a front. But later on, he changed careers entirely on both ends, and ended up doing maintenance in a hospital. But yeah, when I was little, he repaired typewriters. There were like always broken typewriters around getting repaired, and there were tools everywhere, and yeah. Pet 1 TRS 80. From Jennifer Vatsa, radionics is a combination of crystals, copper, conductors, and in some cases an electrical current. There are different types and functions, but you can supercharge things with intentions and energy. Ooh. Have you looked into how bismuth is made? Like some folks will make bismuth with music playing and things like that. I'll have to look that up to learn more about it to explain it to folks, but it looks really cool. iPhones are weird. I also miss typewriters. And for those of you who did not grow up with typewriters, especially for those of you who maybe didn't learn cursive writing, because in American schools now they stopped teaching cursive. They only teach printing. And there was a typewriter setting, like you could get a different head attachment, like different letters, where it was essentially a different font. So there was like the one font typewriter, and then there was a cursive typewriter font. Yeah. They make keyboards now that sound like a typewriter and look like a typewriter and kind of function like one. I mean, they're, more plastic than they used to be, and it's like the softer plastic, not the hard plastic like before. But yeah, they have keyboards that are like, they have the big round buttons and you get the whole punch down thing. Yeah, why have a cursive font for typewriters? I don't know, but they did. And every so often, like actually, my birth certificate is typed in cursive font. And it tickles me to no end. I'm like, why do we need a cursive font on a typewriter? Right monkey has the sound effect. I'm not surprised. It is a sort of satisfying thing to like feel the full button push down kind of thing. It makes sense. Yeah, there's not techie issues with typewriters. My gosh, my father used to repair typewriters, and I remember the first time I saw him use an iPhone. So if this is your iPhone and you put it like this, he was... Things change so fast. But yeah, unbelievable. But yeah, I do, now I know, because Walt was so kind to help me, and Hart's husband was so kind to help me, I now know that there are wireless adapters for computers, desktops in general, that go up to 3,000 Mbps. So it's fast like I need, so it's here. Yay. But yeah, excited to have this all figured out. Up until just about a month ago, I had a typewriter table from the 1940s that I picked out of the trash as like an end table here. It was my microwave cart in my old apartment. But I finally just didn't have room for it, so I gave it away. So it's now living on in someone else in West Philly's apartment. But yeah, 1940s typewriter table. It's like, okay, go get the typewriter, and you wheel out the typewriter, and it's got these little side ends, and it was so cool. Tandy Radio Shack. I'm back when Radio Shack was trying to get into the computer game. No way. Oh my goodness. There is a cool YouTube channel, Bright Sun Films. He's Canadian, and he's done for years. He does a series called Abandoned, and he also does Abandoned, Cancelled, and Bankrupt, all on that same channel, Bright Sun Films. And he's talked about like Radio Shack, and he's talked about Ames. He talked about Target Canada and that whole debacle. He talked about Zellers. He talked about Caldor, about did he do Bradley's? No, he didn't do Bradley's yet. I hope he does. Or no, he did do Bradley's. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Ribbon issues and ribbon cartridge malfunctions. I could fix those. My tiny little fingers were good at fixing those. But yeah, they happened all the time. All the time. Oh, Little Tree didn't know what typewriters are. Thank you, Jenny, for explaining that. I missed that question. Yeah, they're like they're huge and they're really heavy, or at least the old original ones were. But yeah, it was like mechanical. So there was like, it's the same as our keyboard now, but when you would push a button, it like was connected all the way back, almost like a piano was connected, like that button you push, the key is connected to a whole bunch of strings and goes ding when you hit the different notes. It kind of works like that, but makes the letters like it hits ink, and it makes an imprint on the paper in the shape of that letter. So it's like these big heavy buttons that are like, they would sound really loud because they'd be smacking the page. Like each button would be connected to a piece of metal that had that letter on it, and it would smack the page. But right before it did, it brings up a ribbon so that it hits this ribbon, and it basically puts ink on the page in the shape of that letter. Yeah, it's... Oh, you do watch him? Of course, he's awesome. Yeah, the Canadians will super love him if they don't watch already. But I would definitely, like, check out some YouTubes on watching people with typewriters. It's kind of wild. Braille typewriters are something. I worked with one of those once. They are fascinating, like how they make the impressions. Yeah, absolutely something else. Yeah, I still remember, like, somebody says typewriters and it's like, I can still smell that smell of like the ink ribbons. Ah, Jenny, it's Bright Sun Films. Oh, let me turn off my... And, oh, tree, I'm sorry. Little tree, I'm sorry. When that always hurts. It hurts me more when my friends are hurting than when I'm hurting. So yeah, when your friends are going through things and it makes you sad, I'm sorry you're going through that. Yeah, when my friends go through things, I'm more upset for them. Like, even when I was going through this, just like this mild computer stuff, my friends that were there for me felt worse for me than I felt for me. Yeah. Man. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have the computer working again. And then today I had a full day full of clients in my office treating people with Reiki. So I didn't get a chance to like use the computer until I really got home and got to post that, you know, I was going to be on. So yay. Oh, so grateful for all of you and your patience. Awesome. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm so glad all of you hung out. This has been lovely. I'm working on putting together a very optional, like Patreon something where we can just have hangouts if you want to do something like a Patreon. It'll be super cheap. It can also be a channel membership. But yeah, I will also do, and this will be open to everybody. This New Year's, just like last New Year's, I'll come on live with my tarot cards and people can ask questions and I will answer them. That will happen on New Year's of this year too, because that was fun. But we'll do, I'm thinking of doing that as part of the channel membership. Patreon is once a month we'll have like a hangout in a private YouTube and read cards and just hang out. But also we can just hang out without it being a Patreon, because I really enjoy this and hanging out with all of you. So maybe we can set this up once or twice a month where we just hang out and ask questions and do cool things. Oh yeah, of course, little tree. I enjoy hanging out with all of you. Yeah, like we can just do stuff without it being a membership thing too. I just enjoy hanging out with all of you. But I was thinking I'm glad I didn't do it or schedule it for this weekend because I wouldn't have been able to do it. But I definitely want to teach a few workshops before Christmas on how to make awesome homemade DIY type spiritual gifts that are really affordable. And that's just going to be open to everybody. And that's going to be like this. We can all just chat and have fun and hang out. And I think I would love that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was spot on for you with predictions in the best way possible. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I would absolutely redo my Discord server for Hangouts. Oh yeah, it was so much fun, Del. It was so much fun. The two computers you mentioned were so old they had no hard drive. They used huge floppy disk and they could only perform one function. I had a flashback to when I was little. Like, you know, you just have those flashbacks of horrible moments randomly, or maybe that's just my brain. Anyway, I was like the other day just sitting around probably working on the computer, and I just had this flash of a memory of when I was in the first grade. There was a computer in the back of the class, and we were all supposed to go back there and spend time on the computer. And the teacher was not nice. She used to scream at me. Yeah, it was horrible. Like, it was bad. And I didn't know how to use a computer. I was in first grade. Also, most people didn't know how to use a computer back in, like, what, 86, 87. So it had the big floppy disks, like, that are this big. So that's what they had before they had thumb drives, Little Tree. Is like they had these disks that were this big and they were flat. And they had film in the middle. There were plastic and film in the middle. And they said, stick it in there and, like, you know, it'll run the program for you. And I kept saying to the teacher, like, it's not going into the machine. She's like, just put it in. And I'm like, okay. So I kept pushing and pushing. And when the teacher finally came back, she yelled at me because apparently there was already a disc in there. And so by me pushing it, it was like I basically jammed it. It wasn't my fault. You know, I asked for help. I said it's not working. But she, like, went into a screaming fit and everybody was mad at me because I broke the computer. But that was just, yeah, it was something where you could, the discs were literally floppy to the point where if you tried to push them into a disc reader, they would just, like, bend and stuff if you weren't watching it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a total oops. I mean, most things back in 86, 87, like telephones back then were all made of metal. Like, you could seriously kill somebody by hitting them upside the head with a full-on telephone because they were made of steel. It was ridiculous. Now it's like, you know, what does it weigh? Like, how many ounces? They're super lightweight. Like, they break when they hit the floor. But yeah, I remember, like, my parents' phone was so heavy I could barely lift it. And so to suddenly get used to things like floppy disks was new. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. My grandfather used to work for Bell Telephone, so we all had, like, really good Bell telephones, and they were, like, seriously heavy. Like, it was ridiculous. You could have made banners. Yeah, and the old, like, well, this is newer than those, but do you remember the dot matrix printers? I mean, yeah, they're 20 years after the computers you mentioned. Yeah, Little Tree, I learned to work on computers that had, what was it? Oregon Trail. And I know that they have some flashback games for that, but Oregon Trail was, like, super hard. But you were trying to, like, be one of the people in the Old West, and you're, like, going through the West, and you pretty much always die of dysentery, is what I learned. But yeah, that was how I first learned to work on a computer. Yeah, you had to do, like, a whole MS-DOS prompt just to, like, play with a game. It was, like, it was very, very primitive. Very, very primitive. I mean, my family didn't have a VCR until the 1990. Yeah, I'm old. I'm 42. It's funny. Like, old things are, when I think back on stuff, or even stuff that I have from childhood that's old. I have stuff from Jewelers Row. My friend Janie, her office, I have her old $25 minimum for cash, like, play card that was up. And we're all calling PCS primitive. Yeah, it's wild. Oh, wow, little tree. Yeah, seriously, it's amazing. Like, think of all the things will be so different by the time you're my age. Like, the world will be so completely different. I hope better. Ah, gotcha. Patty, I used to, my first full-time job taught me how to, well, they taught me how, no, another job taught me how to type, but this place was great. I was doing, I used to work for a company that paid, they were a freight bill management company. So this is back in the day when paper bills were the only way to do things. And they started this new thing called EDI, Electronic Data Interchange. And it was basically sending over a file that was like Unix, like sending over a file that would then hit the system and populate into a bunch of bills as though they'd already been typed in by one of our staff. 'Cause it used to be like people would type in the information, they'd print it out, and those printouts would be sent to us as a bill for the client. And then we would type it into our computer to pay it. And this basically said, we'll just take the stuff that the person on the carrier side types to bill us and send that data over to us, and we'll pay from that. That was one of my first jobs. So I was using Unix commands to like fix like bad code. Yeah, that was, yeah. My goodness. My goodness, you're younger than my business. Learn Reiki Philadelphia is 15. My goodness. That's wild. My goodness. Yeah, I mean, to think of the things that my grandparents saw throughout the course of their life, they lived into their 90s. Like, my grandmother grew up in Prince Edward Island, Canada, on a farm, and died in South Jersey when I was taking care of her. But like, I was playing her favorite songs from like big band era, like during World War II. I was playing that for her, streaming it through my phone. I was like playing Pandora of her favorite like performers for her as she passed. So wild. Oh wow, you had Prodigy. Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't have Prodigy. I had AOL at one point. Yep. I graduated high school in 99. If ever we have a really sad day, I can show you pictures of me from high school. It's fun. I had short, bleach blonde hair, and it was awesome. And like every color. My hair was green at one point. Yeah, it was great. The 90s. AOL, Prodigy, CompuServe. One of the places I briefly lived in a commune, and it was owned, like the building was owned by someone who was one of the original like programmers, builders of ICQ. That's old. Oh, no way, Patty. Yeah, my grandfather, the one that my grandma Hattie married, he worked for Bell Telephone. And yeah, he was from New York and Alabama, respectively. He spent time in both. Minecraft is dope. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Jenny, I'm part Canadian. That's all my friends remind me. I'm like, I've been there like twice, guys. Like, I don't know. But yeah, Prince Edward. So she's from Prince Edward Island. Yeah, her father was a bootlegger. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I think I see a cat. Hey, come here. You want to say hi? No, they're interested in food. ICQ, right? Yeah, that was Aaron. Aaron owned it. Honorary full Canadian. Awesome. Yeah, I still have family back there. I have gone fishing on handrails on the ocean there. A lot of my family are like lobstermen and stuff. Yes. Gertie. Hattie. Come here. Meow, meow. Oh, I see you, Hattie. Come here, Hattie. Come here, Bubba. Meow, meow. Come here. Hey, Bubba. Come here. Yeah. Did you have a great big nap? Did you have a Reiki nap? Why don't you come here and I will pick you up and everybody can see you. She's so excited. Yeah. You want to come over to know? I'm letting her drink out of my water. Maybe that will encourage her. Actually, I didn't name my cat Hattie after my grandma. I was ready to foster, and I fostered them because she was named Hattie. Hattie, where'd you go? Come here, Butt. Come here, Bubba. Yeah, come here. Oh, no. Stop it. Oh, I got it. Oh, geez, I'm still little. Hang on. Yeah, little Addie. You see your sister? Is she coming over? Yeah, you see your sister? But yeah, her having been named Hattie is what made me say, yep, I have to go grab them. Yeah, I took care of my grandma as she was passing away. Lots of good Tignish PEI stories. Hey, you. Oh, it was so funny. Oh, little cats. I moved things and now they're sniffing around. Oh, yeah. Oh, little Hattie, little Gertie. Mama, you want to come up and say hi? What are you doing? Yeah? Want to come up? Stop. There we go. Was that so hard? No. No. Oh, these kittens. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you all so much. Hanging out like this was great. And I'm definitely open to suggestions on other stuff we can do on the channel. For sure. But it was so nice hanging out with all of you. It was so nice sharing Reiki with you. And I'm so glad that all of you got to experience a night of Reiki. I think we all really needed it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, little treat. Oh, awesome. Have a good one, Jen. Cool. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I think the cats are going to start demanding attention. It's almost time for playtime. So, yeah, have a good night, everyone. And thank you all so much for all of the encouragement over the past week. It really helped. Thank you so, so much. So everyone have a beautiful evening. Take care. I hope to see you again soon, and bye for now.